Why was the Hue battle body count so controversial? Imagine a city turned battlefield where chaos makes counting the fallen nearly impossible. That's what happened during the Battle of Hue, one of the most intense fights in the Vietnam War. The battle took place during the Tet Offensive in early 1968, and it was a fierce fight between North Vietnamese forces, Viet Cong fighters, and the Allied troops from the United States and South Vietnam. The fighting was brutal, with urban combat, house-to-house fighting, and many civilians caught in the middle. Casualty numbers from the battle vary widely. Estimates say that between 1,000 and over 5,000 communist fighters were killed in the city alone. Outside Hue, thousands more died. The Allied forces also suffered hundreds of deaths and thousands of injuries. Civilians were hit hard too, with over 5,000 killed, including about 2,000 executed by communist forces. One reason the body count became so controversial is that counting the dead in such a chaotic urban setting was very difficult. Bodies were buried in mass graves, and some victims were victims of executions rather than combat. This made it hard to tell who died fighting and who was killed in other ways. Another big issue was how the United States military used body counts as a way to measure success. During the Vietnam War, military leaders often reported high enemy body counts to show progress. This led to inflated numbers, sometimes exaggerated to make the war seem more successful than it was. Some reports, like those by Douglas Pike, suggest that propaganda influenced how casualties were counted and reported. The controversy deepened because of the atrocities committed by both sides. Communist forces executed civilians and prisoners, shocking many people. At the same time, some reports indicated that American and South Vietnamese revenge squads also killed civilians after the city was retaken. This blurred the lines between combat and civilian deaths, making the numbers even more murky. The political and media impact of the battle played a role too. The high casualty figures and images of violence turned public opinion against the war. The battle was seen as a turning point that showed the war was not going as planned, and the casualty numbers fueled doubts about the official story. In the end, the controversy over the Hue body count highlights how urban warfare makes accurate counting difficult. It also shows how propaganda, political goals, and the chaos of battle can distort the true toll of fighting. The battle was a tactical defeat for the communists but a strategic blow to American public support, partly because of the shocking casualty reports. So, the reason the body count was so controversial is because the numbers were hard to verify, often inflated, and deeply tied to the political and media battles over the war. The chaos of Hue made it impossible to get a clear picture, and that's what keeps the debate alive today.